Hey everyone! Today I want to show you how I use Digital HQ to manage my cooking and eating. My goal is to create my recipes and meal plans in such a way that I know what I can cook based on which ingredients I have at home, and alternatively create a meal plan, and from it extract a grocery list. So let's get started. Right now you see me in my types library, creating a special object type called ingredient. I won't do much with this type now, but soon you'll see how it becomes relevant. Next you see me creating a second object type called recipe, which I'll use each time I add a new recipe to Digital HQ. To this type, you see me adding several relations. Relations, remember, are like properties of an object, and by adding them here in the types library, I can make sure that I'll remember to add these relations each time I create a new recipe in Digital HQ. Right now, I'm adding the relation ingredient which has the relation type ingredient. In doing so, I'm telling Digital HQ that each time I add an ingredient to a recipe. Now that I'm done adding my relations, I can create a template that I want to use for all of my recipes. We have a video on our channel, which explains templates in detail, so please check it out. In summary, templates are just a repeatable structure I want to use for objects which share the same type. Up near the top of the template, you see me adding relations I want to feature, the tag, the serving size, and ingredients. Down below, you see me adding text blocks, so I know precisely how much of each ingredient I need for this recipe, and the steps I should follow. Great, now let's see how all of this works in practice. First, I want to create a new recipe for cacio e pepe, a simple pasta dish. I use the plus button to create a new object, and immediately I see my template pop up. Now all I need to do is fill it in. I can give the recipe any tags I want, so I'm going to tag it as a weeknight recipe, 30 minutes and vegetarian. I can always filter my recipes based on any of these tags. Next, under ingredients, I will simply add those raw ingredients that I need for the recipe. Each time I add one, it becomes itself an object of type ingredients. And in just a minute, I'll show you how I can sort my recipes based on any of the relations I've just added, including the tag, serving size, and ingredients. Next, I'll include the precise measurements of my raw ingredients needed for the recipe as well as the steps. Lastly, I can add a picture of the finished product, just so I feel more inspired to make it. The next thing I'll do is create a set of all my recipes. A set is a live search or filter of all objects with the same type. And in this case, all I need to do is submit a query for the recipe in my set. Since we've only created one recipe so far, I see just one recipe in my set. But eventually I want to make this into a recipe book for myself. So I'll set it up as a gallery view. Each time I now want to add a new recipe, I can do so directly from the set. You see me now following the same process to create another recipe, which is like the second page in my recipe book. And over time, I can fill in each recipe according to this template. Now I've added several recipes, and I can start to instrumentalize my set. Let's say, for instance, that I have chickpeas and tomatoes in my pantry, and I don't know what to do with them. In this case, I'll create a filter in my recipe set, which searches for any recipes that use relation, ingredients, chickpeas or tomatoes, and tata. Here are 4 recipes I can create tonight. Alternatively, let's say I want to create a grocery list based on the recipes I've chosen for this week. What I'll do in this case is to create another object called a collection and name it weekly meal plan. I can now add any object I want to this collection, but I'm really only interested in adding recipes. So let me jump back to my recipe set and start linking the recipes which I want to cook this week. In the collection, I'll now reveal the ingredients relation, which shows me all of the raw ingredients for all of the recipes that I want to cook each day of the week. And finally, I'll just plan out the days of the week when I want to cook each recipe. Now all I need to do when I go to the grocery store is check out my weekly meal plan collection and look at the ingredients column for an automated shopping list, and that's it. Hope you have fun planning your recipes and meals within Digital HQ. Remember that everything you create is private, available offline, and owned by you. Thanks for watching.